Look, I'm just a regular guy. Spent 7 years in the Air Force, learned how to fix a plane or two, saw a bit of the world. But there's one thing they drill into your head from day one. The oath you take to defend the Constitution. It's not just words, it's a promise. And it's a promise I never imagined I'd have to worry about keeping here at home. I took an oath to defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic. I never imagined I'd see the day when we'd need to remind each other that this includes defending it from those within our own government. But here we are. Because the uncomfortable truth is, democracies are fragile things. They don't crumble overnight. They erode slowly like a coastline battered by waves. And the scariest part, most of the time people don't even realize it's happening until it's too late. But history has taught us something dangerous. When democracies fall, they don't usually collapse overnight. They are dismantled, piece, by leaders who claim to love their country while they quietly destroy the very freedoms that make it great. So I'm here to tell you, wake up America, this isn't a drill, this is our wake-up call, here's how it happens, and how it's happening right now. Let's start with the oldest trick in the authoritarian playbook, divide and conquer. Because nothing undermines a democracy faster than turning its own people against each other. It's like that old saying, a house divided against itself cannot stand. And boy do these folks know it. When Adolf Hitler rose to power, he didn't start with gas chambers. He started with propaganda, blaming Germany's problems on the Jews, the press, and political opponents. He pointed fingers, stoked resentment, and turned neighbor against neighbor. Sound familiar? Because in the United States today, we're hearing similar rhetoric. Blame immigrants, demonize minorities, call political opponents vermin. This isn't new, it's the oldest playbook in authoritarian history, and it's terrifyingly effective. When we're busy fighting each other, we're not paying attention to what's happening behind the curtain, and trust me, that's exactly what they want. Here's a fun fact. Dictators hate a free press. Joseph Stalin called journalists enemies of the people. So did Hitler. Why? Because authoritarians thrive on controlling the narrative. They need you to be confused, disoriented, unsure of who to trust. Because when you can't tell fact from fiction, you're more likely to just give up and accept whatever they're selling. Today we see politicians flood the airwaves with lies, call any investigation a witch hunt, and label credible reporting as fake news. They attack journalists and news organizations who dare to question them, painting them as the enemy. But here's the thing, a free press isn't the enemy of the people, it's the watchdog of democracy. A democracy cannot survive if we don't know what's true, so the next time you hear someone screaming fake news, ask yourself, who benefits from you not believing it? Because chances are, it's not you. You know what else dictators hate? Accountability. They really hate it. Because a functioning justice system with checks and balances and the rule of law is their kryptonite. It means that even the most powerful person in the room isn't above the law, and that, my friends, is a terrifying thought for someone who wants absolute power. Benito Mussolini, the fascist dictator of Italy, knew this. He rigged the courts, stacked them with loyal judges who would do his bidding, and used the legal system as a weapon against his opponents. Sound familiar? It should, because it's happening right here, right now. Authoritarians always weaken the justice system, ignore subpoenas, pardon their cronies, attack prosecutors, and pack the courts with judges who are more interested in loyalty than justice. Laws are only as strong as our willingness to hold everyone accountable, including those in power. And when that willingness fades, so too does democracy. Let me be clear, there's nothing more American than loving your country. But there's a big difference between patriotism and blind loyalty. True patriotism is about defending the ideals of our nation, the very principles enshrined in the Constitution. It's about holding our leaders accountable, demanding better, and striving to create a more perfect union. Dictators love the flag, but only as a weapon. Hitler, Mussolini, Putin, all of them wrapped themselves in patriotism while crushing dissent. They silenced their critics, branded them as unpatriotic, and used the symbols of national pride to shield themselves from criticism. And you know what? It worked. In America, we swear allegiance to the Constitution, not to a president, not to a political party. True patriotism isn't about blindly following one person or party. It's about defending the very framework of our democracy. It's about remembering that dissent isn't unpatriotic. It's our duty. Here's a little secret about dictators. They love a good crisis. Why? Because fear creates vulnerability. And when people are scared, they're more likely to hand over power to someone who promises them safety and security, even if it means sacrificing their freedoms. Every dictator plays the strongman card. Hitler promised to restore Germany's greatness. Putin claims only he can keep Russia stable. Mussolini promised to make the trains run on time. See a pattern here? They offer simple solutions to complex problems, prey on people's anxieties, and present themselves as the only ones who can fix it. Here at home, we've heard, I alone can fix it. But democracy works best when we the people fix things together, not when power is handed over to one person. Democracy is messy, it's complicated, and it requires participation from all of us. But it's also the greatest system of government ever devised. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. So how do we stop this? How do we protect our democracy from those who seek to dismantle it from within? The answer, my friends, lies with each and every one of us. It starts with being vigilant, with recognizing the warning signs, and with refusing to be manipulated by fear and division. Stay informed, check your sources. Don't spread lies, even if they fit your beliefs. Speak up. Silence helps dictators. Have the hard conversations. Vote, every time. Authoritarians rely on your apathy. Support free press and truth tellers. Refuse to be divided. Remember, it's not left versus right, it's democracy versus dictatorship. We don't have to agree on everything, but we should all agree on this. No one is above the law. No one gets to claim absolute power. The oath we took doesn't expire. The time to stand up is now, before it's too late. This is our democracy, and we have a duty to defend it.